Anybody else, additional business? Chair recognizes Mrs. Dwyer.
Thank you. Actually, tonight I have before you, I hate to bring it up again, but the letter is before you. I hope you've had a chance to see it. It also includes everybody's comments that have been given to me about the GIC, and the track is also on here. So I actually would like to, everybody's had a chance to read this because everybody has gotten the email. I've responded back to everybody's comments. I've added comments if people thought they felt necessary. Not so much on the GIC, but there were a couple of comments on the track side that came out of our Rules and Oversight Committee. So I did add number 3 on page 3 of the letter because my colleagues had asked us to, and we had a good discussion about that last week's meeting. So my recommendation tonight, as I've mentioned, to authorize, I would guess that it could be the vice chair of this committee to sign this and send this letter off to the attorney at the Massachusetts Association of School Committees for his free legal opinion on the track and on the GIC. And I make that in the form of a motion.
Motion's been made, seconded by Mr. McCarthy. On the motion, any discussion? Chair recognizes Mrs. Bragg.
I shared concerns on the GIC being part of this letter, and I really wanted it separated out. That was my 2 cents in which I shared. I do want to know the answer to the question of who can negotiate with the unions. I do think the GIC is something separate, though. I would like to, I don't support the GIC portion of the letter at this point. I do support the portion on the track. I did express these concerns in the beginning, and for whatever reason, you know, there was a disagreement, and they're still in here. So I can't support the letter as is. I did not see this final draft. I only saw the first draft, so I can only support part of this letter. So I don't know where that leaves us.
Well, we have a motion on to support the letter.
I guess you can vote, and I would just have to vote no.
On the motion, any other discussion? Mr. McCarthy.
I think you should just move forward and vote it up or down right now.
Thank you. Mr. Superintendent, call the roll. A yes vote supports the letter to go in, a no vote, obviously, does the reverse.
Mrs. Bragg. Mrs. Dwyer. Yes. Mrs. Mahoney. Yes. Mr. Mariano. Yes. Mr. McCarthy. Yes. Mr. Pulio. No. Mayor Koch.
No. Motion fails.
I'll rewrite the letter, and I would ask my colleagues if they would continue to support the letter about the track.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Mr. Superintendent, call the roll.
Mrs. Bragg. Mrs. Dwyer. Mrs. Mahoney. Mr. Mariano. Mr. McCarthy. Mr. Pulio. Mayor Koch.
No. 6-1.